An accelerate uniformly travels a distance d in the first n seconds of its motion and a distance k in the next n seconds. Prove that k equals 3d. What type of question is this? It's an interval question. Thank you, sir. So we're going to start from rests. We're going to go two different parts. Now, it's obviously accelerating. Would you agree with that? So the first interval should be shorter than the second. So my argument is that the green length should be shorter than the pink length. For what reason? It's getting faster, isn't it? And it obviously spends the same amount of time. It says n seconds both times, doesn't it? Now, okay. And we have A, B, and C. What am I going to set up? I'm going to set up A, B, and I'm also going to set up AC. Well done. If you set up BC, you're doomed. When I'm correcting these, if somebody sets up BC, I literally don't even have to look at the rest of it. I just know they're going to get stuck and there's nothing left to correct. Okay? Now, you're already gone before you even start, basically. Now, what does it say about the distance? D for the first one. Everybody got D here? How many seconds? N. Acceleration? A. U value? 0. AC U value? A value? S value? No. I think it's D plus K. Is it both of them combined? Yeah. Or K plus D, whichever way you want to do it. T? 2N, alright. I think we should stay away with anything to do with V. Why should we stay away with anything to do with V? You haven't got either V and either Z. And one V is not the same as the other. They're two different V values. So that leaves us one equation left over. What is that equation? There's only one equation to choose from. Yeah, ut plus half at squared. Shh. Now, let's hope this works. So, S, which is going to be D, ut 0, half at squared. Okay, a half an squared. You okay with that? Now, we're going to move over and do D plus K now. Move this over here. Now we're going to do data set 2 in red. It's going to be K plus D equals 0 plus a half A times 2N squared. It's a beautiful sound. K plus D equals 2AN squared. Oh, the 2 needs to be on top. Okay, guys. I think it's quite obvious we can figure out what... we already know what D is, don't we? What is D? D is the same as a half AN squared. So what can we replace this here with? I can bring it over to the other side and do what with it? Minus a half AN squared. What do we get K is? 3 over 2 AN squared, or 1.5 AN squared. How much bigger is K compared to D? Because K divided by D is equal to 3, and K therefore equals 3. So because it wanted me to prove that K equals 3D, what I decided to do was I decided to do K divided by D, and K is 3 over 2 AN squared. D is a half AN squared. And when I divide that out, I figure out that K over D is actually 3. Cross multiply up to D, K equals 3D. Only that is your way. Now, let's get going. So I'm going to draw it up like this. Now, oh dear, yeah, the software is acting weird sometimes. Everybody happy with a standard speed one? This velocity time diagram? Would everybody be happy that this is 15 AK? So see this red line and this red line here? They're both 15 AK. And this is velocity and this is time. Now, would everybody be happy with the following? That I will, for argument's sake, call this time... I'm going to call this time 5x. And I'm going to call the deceleration time 3x. Does everybody know where I got that from? You reverse the ratio of the acceleration and deceleration into a reverse ratio. Okay. And now that I'm at this stage, what I'm going to do is, okay, the area of triangle A plus rectangle B plus triangle C has to equal what? Huh? 90 AK squared. Yeah, your 90 AK squared is what that's going to do, okay? Now, what I'm going to do first is, do you see any sign? There's no sign of X in my answer, is there? See the way the X was introduced by me, and therefore it can't be in the answer. Therefore, my goal is to get rid of the X. So if you followed this sort of like step by step, what a lot of you guys would be saying is, we'll just call this time in the middle. Do you want to just call it capital T in the middle? Is that okay with you guys? And here's what would happen. What would happen is we would say a half 5x times 15 AK plus 15 AK times T plus a half 3x times 15 AK equals 90 AK squared. Would everybody agree with that? That is an area formula, isn't it? Nothing more, nothing less than an area formula. Now, my problem is I have too many variables, and these x's and that t, they don't belong. They're not meant to be there. Okay, so I'm going to have to find a way to fix that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my acceleration here, okay, my a value, to see what I can do. Now, think of a letter I haven't used yet. Everybody see angle M? What's tan M? Tan M is the acceleration, which is 3a. And 3a equals 15 AK all over 5x. And what's 15 AK all over 5x? 3 AK. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cross multiply it. I'm going to multiply the 3a by the 5x, and what do I get? 15ax equals 15. What does that mean about x? X equals k. Well, that's handy, isn't it? Don't even have to fix it that much, look. Boom. That worked out quite conveniently. Okay, here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to multiply this out. 5 times 15 is 75. Half of 75 is 37.5 AK squared. Plus the area of your rectangle, which is the area of your rectangle, is this green part here. But it's not even going to bother multiplying it out for a minute. It's not bothered, right? And then over here, what do we have? 45 divided by 2? 22.5. AK squared equals 90. AK squared. Would everybody agree that the two of these combined are? That's 60 of them, yeah? So how many are we missing? So this part here have to be 30 AK squared, because it's the missing part. So then what I'm saying is that whatever is in this green box has to be equal to 30 AK squared. And so what does that mean T has to be? Divide 30 AK squared by 15 AK. And what's left over? 2K. So we know that T is 2K. We know that X is K. So what do we have here? 5K, 2K, and 3K? 10K. Anybody else get 10K? There's a part 2, unfortunately. So What's the difference between part 1 and part 2? Huh? There's no speed limit, so we're sort of gonna bring it back from scratch here. Okay. I always find these ones difficult. I always forget that ready? Okay. Section 1. What's the ratio of time in the first part compared to time in the second part? Would everybody be happy with the reverse? The ratio of acceleration to deceleration is 3:5. So I'm going to use 5:3. That's for the time, where I don't know what x is yet. Okay. What do we know about its maximum speed? Huh? Just call it V. Okay. We all good so far? Okay. What do we always do when we're doing these questions? Area of the triangle equals 98k squared. Would everybody be happy with a half base times height? So a half base is 8x. Everybody happy with 8x? And would everybody then be happy with V? That equals 98k squared, yeah? And would everybody be happy with 16vx is, oh dear. It wasn't 16, it was actually 4 because it's a half 8x. Okay, what letters did I introduce to this equation? V and x. Not liking that. It means I'm going to have to get rid of them somehow. And currently I don't know how. But we'll figure it out. Okay, now here's my next idea. My next idea is... Yes. Now here's what we're going to do next, okay? So you can actually see the ratios actually already exist, because if you were to calculate each triangle separately, you'd see that we're using the ratio as you described already. Now, what we're going to do next, guys, is we're going to use the tan M trick again. So what's tan M? Is what? Was it? V over 5x, yeah? And that has to equal 3a. Okie dokie. And that will mean that, I suppose I'd like to sub out v. So v is 15 ax. You alright with that? V is 15 ax. Okay. Now, what am I going to replace v with? Times x all over 90. Okay. The a's cancel on both sides, don't they? Yeah. Would you all be happy with I got 60x squared equals 90k squared. Divide both sides by 30. Bring the 2 underneath the 3. Square root both sides. And what do we get x as? Root 3 over 2. K, is it? And then if I multiply that by how many of them do we have? 8 in total, yeah? So total time is 8x. Will somebody do me the joys of, will somebody do 8 multiplied by root 3 over 2 for me? 4 squared is 6. Is that the correct answer? Yeah. Alright, there you go.